What's happening, guys? Yo, what's happening, guys? It's Jordan here, back with another video. So, two things I want to point out. Yes, I have a hole in my shorts. It looks terrible. It looks weird. I apologize. And we're benching today. So with bench today, I opted to go for 115 for 5 again. Now, the reason I opted to go for 115 for 5 again is because I think it's really important when training to make it a point of emphasis to become comfortable with the weights that you're using before you go and progress any further. So that the weights, so for example, if I'm revising for an exam, I'm not going to sit down, I'm going to do one practice question, and then I'm going to go into the exam and expect to be able to answer all kinds of questions that will come up. I'm going to expose myself to every kind of question. I'm going to carry on doing that specific type of question until it becomes clockwork, till it's like rhythm, till it's easy. I think that is exactly, that same statement is applicable to training. When it comes to training, making sure that the weights that you're doing become muscle memory, become easy, are what really builds that muscle maturity and what really builds that strength when going forward. If weights that you were doing before begin to move easier and you're moving them consistently easier over an extended period of time, I think that's really important. And I think that is why I opted to go for 115 for 5 again, and why I opted to do that, and why I opted to choose and elect to do that. After having done bench, we moved on to declines. Now, declines were really, really good actually. One set specifically, actually, I don't know if it's come up or not. I misgrooved one of my reps, and I hit the bar, and that kind of sent me off a bit, and I could have actually hurt myself, but it was actually all right. It was actually genuinely, it was a good session, and it was a good push. Declines are something that I actually incorporated into my workout quite recently, because I always thought, okay, if I do dips, I don't really need to do declines. It seems like an unimportant movement if I do dips. But what I found is that when you actually do those two exercises together in the same training session, in the same workout, it's a really good builder for both because they train the same muscles. After having moved on to that, I moved on to inclines. Inclines were moved really well today actually. I can't lie. I go the same way. Same reason as bench, I go on the same weights on incline. However, I opt to do more reps and I do more sets. So I'll do about 5 sets on incline bench press for 10 reps. Mainly to build that muscle maturity and mainly to make sure that I'm training properly and to make sure that I'm building those muscles and those muscles are doing well. On the incline bench press today, I was actually told by a friend, as you can see in the video, that I didn't specifically do the amount of reps that I did. However, I did do those reps, and that was pretty cheeky actually. But after having moved on to that, we moved on to flies and plate press. Flies and plate press moved really well today actually. Flies and plate press, as I've said in previous videos, are probably the best antagonistic pair that you can use in a training session ever, because you get the most beautiful stretch from the flies, which is crazy good. And then you'll switch over to the plate press. And once you do plate press, because you're squeezing the plate together, you get the most amazing squeeze. Like these two movements, although are different ways to train the chest, when put together, create the most perfect squeeze, the most perfect pump, and this is the work exercise that genuinely I always feel the next day. Everything else in my chest session I find kind of easy. Not easy, but don't induce like severe DOMs, but this always induces severe DOMs for me. Moving on to dips next. After having done dips, it's for the same reason I do declines. I personally never saw the use in doing dips before. However, in a previous video, as you know, I've become particularly fond of dips at present. After having done that, we moved on to flies and push-ups. So flies and push-ups are something that I actually incorporated into my training sessions really recently. For the same reason being that I actually incorporated plate press and flies. They're antagonistic pairs that work so well together. It's a push. For me, actually, I've realized that the push and the squeeze that you get from both those movements actually work really well and create a beautiful synergy. But that's all from me today. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, peace, and thank you.